Saturday Night Fun in Frisco. People still filing into Dr. Pepper Arena as the Texas Legends play host to the Salt Lake City Stars. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Mike Fisher, Jared Sandler with you tonight. Legends trying to bounce back from a loss last night to the South Bay Lakers. And one guy who seems to be a part of the good that happens with this team, at least of late, is Keith Hornsby.
Yeah, one of the challenges with Hornsby, and I talked to him about this, and we'll talk more about it during the broadcast, you don't have Sloan, you don't have Cleveland, so how much more can you ask of Hornsby? We'll find out somewhat tonight.
Now, Legends fans will see a familiar face for the opposing side. Former legend Eric Griffin, the high flyer, is a part of this 1-7 Salt Lake City squad.
Well, we know him well. He's a two-way contract guy with Utah, a very dynamic player, but also he can go tough guy on you, too. And I bet you he does that tonight against our Legends.
Well, the Legends wrap up a 4-game homestand tonight, trying to go to 2-2. They can do that with a win. The Legends and the Stars coming up next. It's the Texas Legends and the Salt Lake City Stars inside Dr. Pepper Arena as we get set for tonight's opening tip. First, though, we've got our national anthem and God Bless America. The Legends with a chance to close out this homestand with a win. They enter tonight 3-4 on the season and 1-2 this homestand. The Salt Lake City Stars are coming off their first win of the year. They were 0-7 before winning last night in Memphis. They look to get back-to-back wins on back-to-back nights on the road. But for the Legends, this is probably a great opportunity. You don't want to just look at the record only, but a great opportunity for the Legends to try and get back on the right track as we look at our Choctaw Casinos and Resorts starting lineups. Nate Walters has NBA experience in that Stars backcourt. Eric Griffin, a familiar name. He's a former Texas Legend.
A guy who a lot of people in the Mavericks organization regretted having to let go. And as we mentioned a moment ago, he is just such a dynamic player, but he can also go tough guy on you. And he might be one of the singular strengths of the visiting team tonight.
The Legends going with the same starters they had last night in this whole homestand. No Antonius Cleveland off the bench tonight. He's with the Mavericks tonight, one of two-way players. The other two-way player, Jonathan Motley, is in the starting lineup here with the Legends, coming off yet another double-double, scoring 29 points last night.
Mavericks coming off their win over Memphis. They're in a little bit of I don't want to call it a hot streak, but it's a competency streak. And, yes, Cleveland is part of that roster tonight. And so a lot of demands on Hornsby in the starting lineup tonight for Texas.
All right, we've got the tip coming up in a second, but right now we pause to honor our country.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I
We'd like to take this time to recognize our Kia Anthem buddies in front of the players and remain standing, fans, as we welcome back Hannah Blake as she sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the hope of the
Hannah Blake with God Bless America and our national anthem as we get you ready for the Legends and the Stars inside of Dr. Pepper Arena. Alongside Mike Fisher, I'm Jared Sandler. And time now for our Century 21 player spotlight as we take a look at Keith Hornsby.
Keith Hornsby's being asked to do more and more and more. On a night when Cleveland was here, the new two-way Maverick legend, Hornsby was still in the starting lineup, but in could come Cleveland, and he'd operate on the wing and be a defensive stopper. If Sloan was here, he'd be the starter at guard, and you would only ask Keith Hornsby to come off the bench as an energy guy. But now, well, he's got to be energy guy. He's got to be an excellent three-pointer shooter, whether he is or not. He's got to be one, and he's got to be a hustle guy. And he's a physical, quote, smaller player who gets by on track meet speed.
Now the Legends are without Jameel Warney and Donald Sloan yet again. They're with the United States of America's FIBA team right now as they're in a qualifying tournament. Those are two guys you just mentioned, Donald Sloan. Jameel Warney as well would be in this starting lineup. Bob McKinnon, though, not willing to make any excuses for the fact that teams lost back-to-back games. Sure, those guys would add to it, but he believes that the group he's got right now is more than capable of enough to not only win tonight, to not only have won each of the last two games they've dropped, but to lead a team to the playoffs. But they are going to get some help back, just not tonight.
Yeah, middle of this week, they'll be back at full strength. Second night of a back-to-back here. And the advantage you have, well, at least you're at home. You are playing against what on paper is an inferior Salt Lake team. I will give Salt Lake City, though, an ABA tip of the cap. That Stars, now, Jared, you're not old enough. You don't understand. But that was Moses Malone stuff back in the day when he was the high school player who went to what was then in the ABA, the Utah Stars. So calling their team the Stars, that does my heart good.
Well, hopefully no Moses Malone-type performances on the Salt Lake City side. Hey, tonight is DFW Veterans Transitional Housing Night presented by Buku Modernist Cuisines. We take a look at the jerseys tonight. If you're new to Legends basketball, when they play at home, different uniforms for a different cause each night. Here are tonight's unis.
You'd think they'd run out of ideas after all these years. Every home game after all these years, but here we go again. Last night, the lettering on the jersey looked like a hubcap, and it was pretty sweet. And tonight, it's Americana.
And we go from chrome lettering to the red, white, and blue. Nothing wrong with that on this Thanksgiving weekend. The Stars wearing what is normally their home jerseys, the whites, the legends, and the blues. Tonight's officials, Tony Patillo, Robert Hussey, Fanese Ransom, and John Conley. Again, the Stars are 1-7. The Legends are 3-4. Salt Lake City played last night. They won at Memphis. The Legends played last night, and they lost right here in Frisco to the South Bay Lakers, who put on a three-point shooting clinic. And when I had a chance to talk to Coach McKinnon earlier today, he said last night's one of those games. They contested shots, and the Lakers made shots. And sometimes when you lose, as tough as it is to admit it, you just have to tip your cap to the other team.
Well, Vander Blue, and we addressed this at great length last night, my favorite G League player of all time. I just think he's unstoppable every time I see him. And he was just part of that onslaught from the arc last night. Tonight, now there's not a Vander Blue in the lineup, but there is an Eric Griffin. And he's a very assertive, very dangerous, very aggressive opponent, as the Legends know all too well. He, a former Texas player, of course.
Well, Griffin and Motley will jump it up. And we are underway in Frisco with the Stars controlling the opening tip. Here's Nate Walters, former Milwaukee Buck, guarded by Justin Detman. Walters with a runner. And Collinsworth grabs the rebound. Collinsworth had 12 boards last night to go along with 9 assists. And he feeds Motley, who finishes off the window to start off the scoring tonight.
Utah never stopped the ball, so the Legends took it right at him.
Naz Mitru Long out of Iowa State with the basketball. They go inside to Griffin. Ashley on his back. Fall away. And Motley the rebound. Here's Detman. Ashley to the hoop, lays it in with the right. And Mitru Long loses it out of bounds. Legends off to a good start. 4-0 to score. Our scoreboard this quarter brought to you by In Touch Credit Union.
Legends might as well run after a inbounds turnover. It's worked so well so far.
Well, pace is a key word for the Legends. It always is. Motley. No go, but Ashley cleans it up.
You'll notice a potential advantage for Texas. There's not a 7-footer on either of these rosters, so we've talked a lot in the last week about how Jonathan Motley, the Mavericks two-way guy, is a hybrid 5. Who is the answer for that for the Stars?
Griffin, a much improved three-point shooter, comes up short on that attempt.
Griffin, for all his skills, doesn't really count as a 5.
Detman loses it on the way up, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Stars. So with 16 on the shot clock, we'll stay with the Legends. Detman will inbound. Ashley thought about the three. Detman guarded by Allen. Here's Hornsby guarded by Walters. Into the paint. A floater. Keith Hornsby with his first bucket of the night. On Tuesday night, Hornsby notched a career-high 26 points. He was back in double figures again last night. Mitru Long fires up a three, and he hits with Collinsworth in his face.
Well, you feel good about the defense from Collinsworth, though. Stuck with him on the drive. Stuck with him on the stop and pop.
Collinsworth going to work against Walters. Motley with the drive. And he hits. Griffin, who is Campbell University's all-time leading shot blocker, tried to block Motley's last effort, but just barely missed. And it's Griffin on the other end who draws the foul. Foul called against Brandon Ashley. His first, the team's first.
This whole thing has a Legends-leaning feel to it, doesn't it?
It does.
The pace is Legends. It's all layups so far, or close to it.
Walters with the skip. Allen from the corner, and he knocks down the third. Ashley, too strong on the three, and here comes Walters. Feeds Griffin. And he'll do that to you. Eric Griffin, a high flyer with a little bit of fanciness with the throwdown right there.
Well, and if you can, you'd like to avoid giving the Stars life. When you have the record they have, you can kind of become a team that looks for a place to go lay down.
Now it's Hornsby with the three. And inside the arena they play.
That's just the way it is.
By his father, Bruce Hornsby.
Some things will never change.
And Mitru Long with the three ball. So the Stars have become hot from deep. They're back in this down just two. Motley inside. No. Gets a rebound and he gets fouled going up.
And with all due respect to the Stars, I'll take Legends layups over Stars bombs. And I bet you it ends up being advantage Texas. There you see Motley battling his way inside as he's done so well early on here. And earns his way to the charity stripe.
And this all because of a Motley offensive rebound. The Legends averaging about 14 offensive boards a game. Tied for second best in the league. Now, from a rebounding standpoint in general, it's worth pointing out the Stars are the worst rebounding team in the entire G League. Motley knocks them both down, and the Legends lead back up to 4. Now, when we throw out these team stats, it's sometimes tough to gauge because the rosters change so much. Allen misses the three. Hornsby the rebound. It's a race to the hoop. He gets right by Mitru Long and finishes with the right. So Keith Hornsby with 7 early points, and the Legends lead by 6.
Yeah, he's going to win a foot race, too, even with the ball in his hand.
Keith's twin brother Russell, a track star at Oregon. Walters the runner, and he hits. Hornsby a baseline kick. Collinsworth inside. Cut off. And he throws it to no one in particular.
Well,
the turnover will give it to the Stars.
Actually, he threw it to a dark uniformed potential recipient, but the official's costume looks a little bit like the Legends costume looks. I think he thought the ref was a player.
You know, he might have, but I'm not going to buy that as a valid excuse.
I didn't ask for your approval.
I want to make it clear that I think the colors are different enough. Motley with a fake. He goes up. Can't finish, but he's going to go to the line. No, they're going to call a charge. So an offensive foul, and that will give it to the Stars. We saw some spring right there from Jonathan Motley. So, you know, we were talking about the stats, Fish, and this is the case in any league with any team, but maybe more so in the G League than, say, the NBA.
Yeah.
With the constant turnover, the stats really reflect the past rosters or the past combinations, and that's something I asked Bob McKinnon about. Is Mitru Long with a take, can't finish. Griffin keeps it alive. Mitru Long, 3-ball, and Motley the rebound. I asked Coach Mack, are they as poor of a rebounding team on film as the stats suggest? As Denman gets fouled, and he said, you know, maybe with their old roster, but not with this new group. So it'll be interesting to see as the night unfolds how the new Salt Lake City Stars look. At 1-7, they're still in this, but the Legends have the lead.
This Legends broadcast brought to you by Ewing Buick GMC Plano. More for less.
Hey, Legends fans, group tickets, individual tickets, or season ticket packages still available. All you got to do is call the number on the screen, 214-469-0822, or visit texlegends.com.
I think the refs should dress like that guy that we just showed, with the light blue vest and the red shirt and the red, white, and blue hat, so you can differentiate from the referees and the players.
So you now don't like the referee uniforms?
Why don't they wear stripes? That way, of course, knowing the Legends, they can come out one day wearing stripes, so that wouldn't work either.
Fish.
Yeah, those. Just dress like that.
So they are definitely not dressed like that guy, but they do have stripes.
Dress like motorcycle Santa Claus. That's what you do.
It's that time of the year. Denman hits them both. His first 2 points of the ball game. Denman's the team's leading scorer, averaging a little over 25 points per game. That's third in the G League. But he hasn't been shooting the ball very well of late. He gets going from the free throw line here. 5 on the shot clock. Stars have to do something. Griffin throws it up. And Collinsworth the rebound.
Run, run, run.
Denman guarded by Allen. Ashley lines up a three. No one really grabbed the rebound, but then Mitru Long scooped it up. With Nelson Adota in his way, Mitru Long draws a foul. They're going to call Justin Denman for the foul. That's the team's second, his first.
I think Coach Mack wants to not lose this game so badly that he's never going to sit down. He's going to stand up right in front of us and coach the whole game.
Well, I know one of Mac's favorite players on the other side, Jermaine Taylor, enters. Mac had some glowing things to say about him before the game. And in the game, by the way, for the Legends, a guy we didn't see last night, Prince Williams out of East Carolina. And Motley gets the steal.
Give it up.
He's going to try to lead the break. Euro step, and we got a foul. He draws it. And Mitru Long looks at Finesi Ransom and says, no way that's on me, but it is indeed on him. So Jonathan Motley will go to the line.
It's always impressive when somebody of Motley's dimensions can put it on the floor like that, but that doesn't mean it's basketball wise.
And Motley hits the front end.
If Motley looks in his side view mirror and dishes that off quickly to a guard, guess what happens? Guard gives it right back to him, and he never has a dribble.
You're big on that this year. I've noticed you've been really quick to instruct the give it up to the guard.
Apparently nobody believes me.
Hey, that's basic basketball right there. But luckily Motley was able to convert at the line. 3 on the shot clock. Taylor heaves it up. Too strong, and it's going to go to the Legends. A lot of shots late in the shot clock for the Stars, and they don't necessarily seem to be in rhythm shots either.
Yeah, the pump fake from 23 and then the step back to 25 is not your optimal opportunity, although I bet you Taylor was aware that the shot clock was about to expire too.
Here's Ashley, guarded by Griffin. Skips a pass to Williams. Now Collinsworth spins into the lane. Denman, deep three, off the mark, and Mitru Long the rebound. Here's Griffin. To the hoop, what it's a call, and it's a charge.
Yeah, there's going to be some elbow print marks in Brandon Ashley's chest tomorrow morning. Ooh, that's absorbing contact.
Nice job there by Ashley. Here's Williams, guarded by Taylor. Collinsworth, 3-ball. Bingo! Kyle Collinsworth with the triple. Shooting 31% from deep this year, hits that one, and the Legends lead back up to 9. That ball poked away, but it'll stay with the Stars.
Absolutely critical as Collinsworth tries to work his way up to the varsity level someday, that perimeter shot. If. Meanwhile, some credit to the Stars here. The Legends are trying to run screen and rolls, and they haven't been able to pull one off yet. So the Stars are putting a cork in that so far.
Deontay Burton just into the game with the basketball. Here's Griffin from the corner, and he's fouled by Ashley on the closeout. Ashley called for a second personal.
Unfortunate for Texas because the ball wasn't going to go in. And while Ashley was on the perimeter on defense, I think there were 4 other legends who were going to grab the rebound and roll.
Griffin on the season shooting 84% from the line. And J.J. Avila getting set to enter. Griffin's bounced around a lot. Bounced around in high school, bounced around after playing at Campbell University. Spent some time with the Legends and a part of the Mavs Summer League team. He's played in Israel and several other countries.
Everywhere he goes, he scores and rebounds.
And dunks.
Yeah.
And block shots. And Griffin hits the third free throw.
J.J. Avila in the game.
It's Dentman, Avila, Motley, Williams, and Collinsworth for the Legends. Here's Avila.
Well, he helped his Legends last night from the perimeter with shots like that.
Walters getting some space, and he knocks down the 18-footer.
Oh, he got some space all right. The way a snowplow gets some space.
Collinsworth gets a screen, but Taylor keeps the pressure. And Williams will take a three, but his heel was on the sideline.
It's the shortest shot, that corner three. It's not that big a deal unless you have big feet.
I'm not sure Williams' shoe size. We're going to have to check that one out.
I'm surprised you don't have that in your extensive notebook.
I got lots of info.
Yes,
it's not
sir.
shoe sizes.
I know.
Taylor, baseline, blocked by Motley. Well, Motley will do that to you. He averages around a block and a half per game. Bryson Fonville enters for the first time tonight, giving Justin Dentman a breather.
And Motley has one of the great strengths that you can't coach. His activity. That was a far-ranging block shot. There are plenty of players that wouldn't have bothered.
Taylor hits the three with the shot clock winding down. 1 point game. And Collinsworth gets fouled on the way up. The Stars have yet to lead. The Legends have led by as many as 9, and they have a chance to grow their 1 point lead. Foul was called on Jermaine Taylor. So Collinsworth will go to the line where he's shooting just 42% on the season.
You got to fix that too. That ball coming off his hand wrong.
And Collinsworth splits the pair. That's the element of his game that needs the most work.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that believe if he can just get to an average level of shooting, he's an NBA player, and he's going to wave goodbye to the G League. Walters with a drive, and around Motley he finishes. Fonville pushing the tempo. Williams in the lane, finishes with the right. Prince Williams on the season, averaging just 2 points per game. Well, there's 2 right there. The ball poked away, stolen by Avila. Here he comes, goes up with the foul. J.J. Avila with a chance at a 3-point play. When we come back, the Stars tied it up. The Legends lead back up to 4 as we take a look at our ZTE Tomorrow Never Waits cam. Prince Williams finishing in the paint.
Here, in this league, we're not okay with strong. We go stronger. We don't settle for fast. We go faster. We don't want next. We want next level. Here, we go all out. Because we're all in. This is our league. And here, we don't go for good. We go for great.
This Legends broadcast brought to you by Hotel Indigo. Seek a uniquely local hotel experience during your travels.
Well, J.J. Avila made a bucket and got fouled in the process right before the break, so he's going to go to the line to try and complete a three-point play. And it just seems like when he comes off the bench, Fish, the Legends get an addition of toughness and know-how.
Well, he gives you the overplay on defense to come up with a steal, and then the body control, and then the release point on the drive and layup attempt. If he goes straight up for a layup or even tries to dunk, it wouldn't have worked. So he uses his far outside hand, arm, and shoulder as part of his release point, gets the bucket and the foul.
Griffin. Here's Burton. Offline with the three. Walters fights for the rebound, and it's going to go to the Legends.
Meanwhile, Walters is kind of a one-man gang, keeping his guys in it. The head coach of the Texas Legends just took his garbage and threw it at me. What do I look like?
What does that say about you?
Not a great deal. I don't know what that was.
Maybe he's mad because you don't like the skip pass.
That could be it. Maybe he's sick of me trying to coach his team by saying, get it to a guard. Maybe he can hear me.
Well, here's Burton. He is a guard, guarded by Fonville.
I mean, at least throw me the recyclables.
Good pressure by the Legends, but a whistle and a foul.
Oh, boy.
Foul called on Prince Williams, and Bob McKinnon understandably not too thrilled about that call. You hate as a coach to see well-played, well-executed defense get whistled like that.
Because you coached that double-team trap, and the Stars tried to step through it, couldn't, and you feel like you should have a breakaway dunk off your coaching expertise.
Anthony Walker into the game for the first time. Mitru Long trying to get into the hands of Pollard. He does, facing up on Walker. High arching shot, and he hits. Legends lead by 3. Avila strong to the hoop. Can't get it. Rebound tipped away, and it's going to stay with the Legends. It'll be Hornsby to inbound from that tough angle near the corner.
It's with no disrespect to the 1-7 Salt Lake City Stars that I don't think Bob wants to lose to a 1-7 team. He literally really has not sat down yet.
Williams goes high to try and keep it alive, but Burton ends up snagging it. Mitru Long, 3-ball. Williams the rebound, and he pushes. And he throws it away.
Do I need to say it?
He is a guard. Were you going to say get it to a guard?
Well, I'm going to say he's a wing. How about that? Is that fair?
I'm going to say that he needs to be able to handle the basketball, and it's okay that he's the one bringing it up.
All right, but you saw the results. By the way, the coach agrees with you. He was saying, go, Prince, go.
Nelson Adoda to the hoop. You know, the Stars have to lead the league in hyphenated last names. Traz Mitru Long and Alonzo Nelson Adota.
Yep.
Who's your favorite athlete of all time?
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
He's an actor, isn't he?
I don't know. It's the first guy that came to mind.
I think he's an actor.
Yeah, he was on the Cosby Show.
Yeah, okay. Who's your favorite athlete with a hyphenated last
Give me
name?
some choices. It's something I've never thought of my entire life. Florence Joyner Johnson Kersey. What was her name?
Jackie Joyner Kersey?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Better known as Flojo, who was a different person.
Well, yeah, totally different person. Nelson Adota can't connect. He makes 1 of 2. Fonville working against Burton. Some tight defense. Fonville will take a 22-footer. Can't hit. Rebound grabbed by Nelson Adota. The Stars have the chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. They have not led all quarter. 5-second difference, game clock to shot clock. Taylor in the paint, and he hits. We're tied at 30. Legends can hold for the final shot. It's Fonville who will initiate the offense. He's going to take it to the cup. Tries to kick to Walker. Avila comes away with it. Walker's putback doesn't go, and that will put a close to the first quarter. The Legends led by as many as 9, but the Stars worked their way back, and we are tied up at 30 thanks to some sharp shooting from deep from Salt Lake City. Second quarter coming up next. Oh, welcome back. The Legends with an opening bucket here to start the second quarter. That's Bryson Fonville who hits the shot. Those of you watching on Facebook were able to see it. Hello to those of you watching us on Fox Sports Southwest. Here's Pollard, a fall away, and he hits.
I will gently suggest that that was not a good first quarter for the Texas Legends.
And why not?
I think I need to be better than tied. I think I need to be better than having given up 30 points. I'm not even sure where Salt Lake City's 30 points came from.
Here's Detman. And the rebound grabbed by Taylor. Taylor to the hoop, and he is fouled on the way up. Oh no, they're going to say it was out of bounds. Excuse me. That was an awfully quick whistle for a ball being out of bounds. Taylor off the inbound, and the Stars have the lead. Scoreboard this quarter brought to you by ZTE. Denman working on Burton, and we've got an offensive foul. Going the other way as Denman used the shoulder. And that's going to go down as the 6th turnover charged to the Legends. You like that, huh?
Yeah. By the way, because we're all-purpose covering professional basketball.
Well, Pollard unable to finish with Walker protecting the rim, but there to clean it up, Jermaine Taylor.
I just got a secret source telling me that being spotted canoodling this weekend, Blake Griffin of the Clippers and Kendall Jenner of the Bruce Jenner Kardashian family. That's almost a hyphen. Blake Griffin is dating Kendall Jenner.
They've been dating for a while, though.
It's a canoodle alert. Don't ruin it.
I hate to get in the way of a good canoodle.
All right, and then in answer to your hyphenated question, the crack research team here on our Texas Legends broadcast.
That's Denman finishing in the paint.
We'll just do this NBA style. Michael Carter-Williams.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I just thought of him.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
And if you're joining us, the reason why we're talking about this, the Stars have 3 players with a hyphenated last name. Taylor into the lane. Shot off the mark, and it's going to go to the Legends.
Chris Douglas Roberts.
Chris Douglas Roberts, former Legend. The Stars have Nazmi Trulong, Alonzo Nelson Adota, and Asan Dixon Tatum.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Not a basketball player.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ashley. He's off the mark.
And who can forget our old Mavericks fan, DJ Benga. Remember him? He was a nice kid.
But that's not hyphenated.
His name is.
Oh, okay.
Didier Ilunga Mbenga.
But is the hyphen on the first name or the last name there?
For him, it's on his last name.
Okay. And then how about Dodo? Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah. We apologize. Jared Sandler apologized for not thinking of him first.
Yeah. I'll take the blame on that one.
So there you go. Canoodling and hyphenates.
Here's Nelson Adota missing the front end. Nate Walters returns for the Stars.
Bad news for the Legends because he's been in the middle of everything good for the Stars, hasn't he?
Now Walters with 6 points and 3 assists through 10 minutes of play. Walters set just about every record there was at South Dakota State. Also led them to their first NCAA tournament berth years ago. There's a block at the rim by Nelson Adota. Walters to Pollard. Blocked by Walker. A foul is called. The Stars want a goaltend. I don't believe they're going to get the goaltend call, but a foul has been called on Walker. I think I'd be more in line with the goaltend and no foul. I'm not sure where the foul was.
Agreed.
If you're going to blow a whistle, that is. Pollard hits the front end. Kendall Pollard out of Dayton. And John Gillen entering the game. We're seeing Bob McKinnon go deep into his bench early on. Prince Williams getting some run in the first quarter. Anthony Walker in the first and here in the second, and now John Gillen entered.
Maybe the result of second night of a back-to-back. Sure.
Both teams playing back-to-backs back end tonight. Stars are in Memphis, and Pollard with the dunk. He misses with the floor sweepers on the floor. They had to get out of the way. And then Gillen the other way. Kicked, and we got a foul.
Nobody's fault, but you have to imagine that the Stars player has those kids going through his mind as he's going to the hole, even though they did nothing wrong. Doing their job.
If anything, you can blame the Legends for the turnover because those kids are out there trying to do their job. Hornsby Too much from the baseline.
Hornsby got nicked on the elbow, he believes.
Walters keeping the dribble alive. He swings it. Here's Pollard trying to get it to Mitru Long, and he does. 5 on the shot clock. Nice spin move, but he can't finish. And Ashley the rebound.
Brennan Ashley may have gotten a little piece of that ball.
Gillen pulls up. 3 ball. Can't get the bounce. Mitru Long pulls up from deep, and he hits. Stars lead by 8. Denman working on Mitru Long. Leans and hits. Over on the Stars sideline, their head coach is Martin Schiller out of Vienna, Austria. Got a lot of international coaching experience, first year with the Stars. Walters misses the 3. And Hornsby driving to the hoop, gets fouled on his way on the floor. Foul called against number 21, Alonzo Nelson Adota. That's the Stars' first team foul, and for Nelson Adota, his first personal.
You know, if you're Hornsby, you're kind of 1-on-3 there, but you might as well take a stab at it when you've got that kind of speed, as long as it doesn't result in an unwise or selfish shot, and it didn't. It worked out well.
Hornsby drives, draws the contact, no call, but he finishes. Hornsby off to a nice start. He's got 9 points, leading all legends. Tied with Naz Mitru Long for the game high. Jermaine Taylor also with 9. And we got to travel as Walters picked up his pivot foot.
Maybe the Hornsby drive will mark a return to what worked so well for Texas in the first few minutes of this game, when they looked like they were going to dominate by dominating in the paint.
And a timeout called by the Legends. Well, the Legends led almost the entire way up until a few minutes ago. The Stars have jumped down to a 4-point lead.
This Legends broadcast brought to you by ZTE. Tomorrow never waits. Take advantage today by utilizing the new Axon M.
Lots of fun to be had here in Frisco. There's a look at the Southern Star event zone inside Dr. Pepper Arena. You don't need to go to Florida to play with the Gators, Fish. You can do it in Frisco.
Although, it would have been nice if you would have got a T-shirt out of the deal. All the Stars, the Legends mascots, they're throwing T-shirts, they're doing the cannon, they're firing out. And Jared Sandler stands up and says, "Throw me a shirt."
Well, I didn't stand up, but I put my hands up. I was ready.
I can get you a shirt.
Okay. You know people, huh? Out of the timeout, the Legends trailing by 4. They have the basketball. Gillen cut off. Here's Motley with 5 on the shot clock. Falls away over Dixon Tatum and can't hit. Griffin, the one-handed rebound. Hassan Dixon Tatum into the game for the first time for the Stars. 7-footer out of Auburn. And he gets it on the cut to the hoop, the bucket, and the foul. making his presence felt immediately. Dixon Tatum on the defensive end and then right there on the offensive end.
The rare close to an actual big, huh? And he plays big there.
Dixon Tatum with a chance to complete the three-point play. A 70% free throw shooter, but he misses. Hornsby pulls up. Way too strong. And Walters the rebound. Mitru Long takes it to Ashley, but Ashley wins that battle. Here comes Dentman, and he's fouled in transition. The Legends had numbers, so Dakari Allen wisely commits the foul. That's Allen's third personal, though, and the team's third.
Dixon Tatum, 7 foot, 235, out of Auburn, as you mentioned.
Probably happy with today's result. Auburn beating Alabama. Ashley feeds Motley. Working against Dixon Tatum. Left hand, and he hits in the paint.
That was a nice little 7-second highlight reel on both ends.
Motley the first to double figures tonight. He's got 10 to go along with 4 rebounds. Gillen pokes it free. Hornsby tries to save it, but it's out of bounds. He'll stay with the Stars. 13 on the shot clock.
Is Eric Griffin stunningly quiet tonight to you?
Yeah, 5 points and 3 rebounds for Griffin. 1 highlight reel dunk, but that's about it. He'll step back. The drive on Ashley goes up, and he's fouled in the air. Ashley from behind actually took the ball away from him, but the foul is called on Dentman.
There's Griffin getting involved. And the collapse on him.
That was Motley who took it away from Griffin, my mistake.
If you told me that Eric Griffin was not going to be a major factor in the early going, and the Stars were still going to be ahead by 5 or so, I've been stunned.
And Griffin's done most of his damage at the free throw line. He had that one dunk on a fast break earlier in the game, but of his 6 points, 4 of them have come from the stripe, averaging 18.5 points per game. Griffin was 6, looking for 7, and he hits. Stars lead by 6 midway through the second. Motley went to the block. Gillen tried to find him, but a foul before. Foul called against Walters, and that's going to be the 4th team foul against the Stars. Legends will be shooting the bonus after the very next foul. It's Gillen who's getting the Legends into their offense. Motley hangs and passes to Ashley. Walters comes from the backside and gets the steal. High off the window, and he avoids Ashley's extended reach to finish.
Great awareness by Walters in every possible way.
And then another foul, and that's going to send John Gillen to the line. Foul called against Eric Griffin.
There's Walters, who's been in control most of the night of this thing, frankly. You know, you might call on Coach Mack, hey, time to, with 5 minutes left in the first half, get the big guns in there, but they're already in there with now the addition of Collinsworth as well.
And Gillen splits the free throws. Stars lead at 7. Gillen applying the pressure, but Walters is able to get a step on him, and Gillen called for the foul. So Nate Walters will go to the free throw line to shoot 2, with the Legends now in the penalty.
Gillen comes up a little hitch in his giddy up too, but I think he's okay. Gillen and Walters talking it over. We're all pals here.
And Walters hits the front end. He's a 90% free throw shooter. And just all around a very strong shooter of the basketball. Really good from deep, good at the line, and he hits them both. Walters now with 10 points, leading the Stars. Motley will try and take it to Tatum. Slips underneath, but he's calling for a travel.
Mott doesn't like the call, but it's the right one.
That's the 9th turnover committed by the Legends. The Legends, by the way, in case you're wondering, commit the 5th fewest turnovers per game in the G League. They commit just over 16, and with the elevated paces that most teams employ, that's a really good number.
Yeah, and you can credit Justin Denton with a lot of that.
Griffin had space and instead elects to drive. And he's out of bounds as Tatum tries to refeed it. That's the 6th turnover committed by the Stars.
You use the word space, and then all of a sudden, terrible spacing. Has two players 2 feet away from each other. We're trying to pass it back and forth.
Well, you wonder if Martin Schiller would prefer that Griffin just pull the trigger on that 3. Dedmon calling for the screen. It'll be set by Motley. Dedmon gets some room. He's short on the jumper. Walters quick in transition, and Gillen's able to poke it away. We'll stay with the Stars, 19 on the shot clock. Allen. Ticks. Ball movement. Griffin, 3 ball. And Eric Griffin with his first 3 of the night. He's got 10 points. Stars lead by 12. Gillen passes it right in the hands of Allen, but the Legends catch a break. Allen lands out of bounds. And Keith Hornsby will check back in. John Gillen will take a seat.
Our old friend Eric Griffin getting fired up, too, after that 3. Starting to feel it. And I bet you he'd like to hand a loss to his old mates here in Frisco.
He was an all-star with the Legends. Denman, 3 ball. That's Denman's first 3 of the night. He's got 9 points. Walters, the lob, too high for Tatum, he can't handle.
Yeah, the big man didn't exactly look like he was flying above the rim there. That was not a good hookup.
Denman fires again, but unable to make it back-to-back. Mitrulon steps through. Layup doesn't go. Rebound fought for, and it will go to the Legends.
Texas a couple straight times now. They're just setting a screen for Denman. It's not a screen and roll. There's no other movement there. They're just trying to shake him loose.
Denman creates space and hits.
And you see why there. That's a guy that can fix this here in the last 3 minutes of this first half.
Legends down 7. Martin Schiller calls a timeout as the Legends trying to climb back into this one. Welcome back inside Dr. Pepper Arena. Alongside Mike Fisher, Jared Sandler with you. The Legends led by as many as 9 in the first quarter. They've trailed by as many as 12 here in the second, currently down by 7. As we take a look at what's upcoming for the Legends, still 3 more games here in 2017. And then at the bottom, you see the first 2 games of 2018. Legends with some big West Coast battles coming up, too.
Yeah, only 3 more games left in the calendar year. So come on up here, and you can bring the family. You can send the kids on their own, or you and the fellas can come up here and have a coldie.
Fun for all ages and sizes here in Frisco. Legends hoping to have some fun on the scoreboard, but the second quarter hasn't been very fun for them, and Deontay Burton continues that trend, hitting the jumper for the Stars. Hornsby gives it to Motley, right down the lane, one hand.
Trixie Dixie.
The seas parted for Motley, and he made the Stars pay. See if maybe the Legends can get some momentum off that high-flying act. Instead, here's Griffin, a high flyer in his own right, and he finishes with the foul.
I think part of what Motley does here, I think he ball fakes his way free.
Here's the ZTE cam.
Here you go. There you go.
It was like a play action.
Yeah. And he knocks some more paint off the top of that rim. I got to get up there with a brush.
You're going to need a ladder because I've seen you try and jump. You're not getting up there without a ladder.
Jared Sandler put up on Twitter, on your Twitter account, which is
at Sandler J,
and on mine at Fish Sports, a little of my pregame warm-up.
Your prep routine, which includes some post moves.
You might suggest that I've lost a step, but I would retaliate by saying I never had a step. Right.
Griffin completes the three-point play with the free throw.
Don't want to take any risks.
Motley spins and finishes. Polish there from Jonathan Motley, who now has 14 points. He leads all scorers. Griffin leads the Stars with 13. Walters working against Fonville. 9 on the shot clock. And with one hand, Walters floats one from inside the stripe. Hornsby attracts the double. Collinsworth, floater, gets the bounce. Collinsworth with 6 points, and the Legends down by 8.
Attack, attack, attack. That's the best answer here.
75 seconds left in the half. Mitru Long's had a nice first half. He slips through 2 defenders and finishes with the left. That's 11 points for Nazareth jersey Mitru Long.
Block shot.
And Nelson Adodo got a piece of it. Here come the Stars with a chance to grow their 10-point lead. Mitru Long left all alone, but a whistle, and it is 3 seconds called against Nelson Adodo.
Well, that's a break because Legends didn't find their guys. I think they were about 0 for 4 when trying to locate a man. 47 seconds left. In tribute to the great Bob Ortigal, finished quarters strong.
Fonville, Avila, Collinsworth, Motley, and Hornsby for the Legends. Collinsworth inside to Avila. 3 ball. And the Legends down by 7.
That can really be important, Jared Sandler, psychologically. I don't want to be down 10 at home at halftime against a 1-7 team. One defensive stop here, and the score psychologically feels way better.
12-second difference, game clock to shot clock. Walters to Burton. A floater. Tipped in by Nelson Adodo. Second chance opportunity. Legends can hold for the final shot. It's Collinsworth with the ball. 3 seconds. Collinsworth. 3 ball short. Motley puts it back in. Well, not the first half the Legends wanted, but a nice way to finish it. Jonathan Motley with some hustle, and he's got 16 after that bucket. The Legends trail by 7. Halftime coming up next here on Fox Sports Southwest.
sir. I appreciate it being here.
Nate, thank you as well.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, coming up next, more of our halftime coverage between the Legends.
This Legends broadcast brought to you by Central Kia. Come see the all-new 2018 Kias at Central Kia of Plano.
Welcome back to our halftime show. Jared Sandler with you as the Legends and the Stars are at the break. And right now we're joined by two very special guests, Nate Kauser and Marquette Stevenson. And first, Nate, thanks very much for being here. What can you tell us about the Buku? Oh, yeah, our pleasure. What can you tell us about the Buku group and what you guys have going on?
Yes, well, Buku Modernist Cuisine, actually we're opening up on Stonebrook in Dallas Tollway, southwest corner. We have 16 other restaurants we're opening, and Buku Group, we're just making sure that all our partners and everything are getting involved.
Now, we've got Marquette here with DFW VTH. Why did you choose to honor this organization tonight?
Well, Marquette's organization is just awesome. I mean, they're actually on the ground doing the grassroots and actually getting veterans, single female veterans and kids off the streets. They're putting them in homes, not houses, but homes, so they're turning lives.
Well, Marquette, thanks for being here as well tonight. What can you tell us about DFW VTH and the population you serve, kind of expanding on what Nate just shared?
Well, the population is we serve with the veterans, male and females, and basically what we try to do is a lot of the veterans that come off of deployment is looking for housing or looking for peer-to-peer support, and that's what we're there for. We're there to navigate them through the process with the VA hospital, but we also want to provide peer-to-peer support and housing for them as well.
If Legends fans or some of our viewers want to get involved and help out with your cause, what are some of the things that they can do?
Well, I would direct them to our website. Get involved there because we always need volunteers. But if you know a veteran that's out there that are looking for help, because there's a lot of them out there, just have them get in contact with us, and we will navigate them through the maze, which you call the VA hospital and the system, and to have them get the support they need, whether it's housing or peer-to-peer.
Marquette, thank you very much for being here tonight.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it being here.
Nate, thank you as well.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, coming up next, more of our halftime coverage between the Legends and the Stars right here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Here, in this league, we're not okay with strong. We go stronger. We don't settle for fast. We go faster. We don't want next. We want next level. Here, we go all out. Because we're all in. This is our league. And here, we don't go for good. We go for great. Here, in this league, we're not okay.
Welcome to NBA G League Weekly. I'm Brandon Wellington, and this is Trending. Several players are trending up after getting off to a great start this season. One of them is Trey Burke of the Westchester Knicks. Burke scored a franchise record 43 points against the Delaware 87ers and is averaging just under 23 points a game this season. Now, the NBA G League can be a springboard for veteran players aiming to get back to the NBA. Now, Tony Parker, he's a four-time NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs, spent the week practicing with the Austin Spurs to help recover from a ruptured quadricep muscle he suffered in last season's Western Conference Finals. Parker found his time in the NBA G League very beneficial. We caught up with him, and this is what he had to say.
I was very disciplined and very positive from the get-go, and make sure, I come back. So the Spurs, they've been great with me, giving me everything that I needed, and so it's been a great rehab.
Former lottery pick Ben McLemore also spent a rehab assignment with the Memphis Hustle. McLemore suited up for a hustle game against the Salt Lake City Stars and scored 8 points before being recalled by the Memphis Grizzlies. A couple of veteran big men are also using the NBA G League to get back to the NBA. Emeka Okafor is looking to revive his NBA career after a 4-year hiatus, playing for the Delaware 87ers. Okafor is averaging a double-double with just over 14 points and 11 rebounds a game. 13-year NBA veteran Kendrick Perkins is also trying to work his way back to the NBA with the Canton Charge. That's going to do it for NBA G League Weekly. I'm Brandon Wellington, and thanks for checking out Trending.
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA G League may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA G League.
Well, the Legends trail by 7 at the break here inside Dr. Pepper Arena. Alongside Mike Fisher, Jared Sandler with you. And the Legends were up by 9 in the first quarter. It seemed like they were going to control things, but then the Stars led by as many as 12 in the second quarter.
Yeah, and just moments ago, the Stars were up 10. I think it's a feel-good moment for the Legends psychologically to have been able to carve that down a little bit. I'm not sure where it all got away from a Legends team that surely thinks it's superior to a 1-7 Stars team coming into tonight.
We'll take a look at the numbers here through the first half. The rebounding advantage, shockingly in favor of the Stars, the worst rebounding team in the G League. But as we talked about, Bob McKinnon shared with us before the game, this isn't the same team personnel-wise that accumulated those numbers. So we're seeing a different version of the Stars. And then you look at the field goal percentage, especially from behind the arc, those numbers in favor of Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and really that's the only number that jumps out. The Legends are fine inside, especially early on, points in the paint. But, yeah, shooting from the arc, that's an issue. Now, the Legends don't have to shoot from the arc to get back in this game. They don't have to win from the arc. Early on, they drove to the bucket, and that was their success. And if they can continue to do that and then try to find an answer for Eric Griffin, who you just get the sense, the former Legend now with Salt Lake City, you just get the sense that he's going to have a go-off moment here in the next 2 quarters.
Yeah, 3 Stars players in double figures led by Eric Griffin's 13. 2 Legends in double figures led by Jonathan Motley's 16 to go along with 5 rebounds. Motley has been a horse for the Legends this year, a two-way player who spent most of his time in Frisco, coming off a 29-point performance last night. He's got 16. Legends might need 29 plus out of him here tonight.
Well, and they got a very fortuitous contribution from him to end the first half when Kyle Collinsworth shot a 3, and we've talked a lot about, and he admits this, there's a lot of things to work on with his perimeter shot. It didn't go. In fact, it was 8 inches short. But there was Motley to catch it and put it up and in to give the Legends a little help, maybe a lot of help.
Second half when we come back, Legends down by 7 on Fox Sports Southwest.
This Legends broadcast brought to you by Wallach & Volk, helping to realize the great American dream of home ownership.
Well, the Stars lead the Legends 64-57 through the first half. The second half coming up. We were talking moments ago about what happened in the first half. Alongside Mike Fisher, I'm Jared Sandler. Fish, what needs to happen differently in the second half for the Legends?
I really think that, and every team's got to make this kind of decision for itself, and a lot of it just happens to do with the flow of the game, but I really think the answer is at the rim. And if you could go back and review the first, 3 minutes of this game, it was all Legends driving to the rim. And it was successful for the home team, and it looked like it had a chance to be demoralizing for the visitors. You've got a 1-7 Salt Lake City team here that is accustomed to losing, even though this season's early. And if you could get them down that way and keep them down that way, maybe they'll have enough give up in them to stay that way. But to their credit, they did not do that, and they now feel like scoreboard-wise and otherwise, they are in charge of this game.
The Stars are shooting 43% from behind the arc tonight. The Legends this season entering tonight were allowing opposing teams to shoot around 43% from three-point land, which was the worst in the G League. I imagine that's something that Bob McKinnon would like to see his team improve upon. But as we talked about, some of that is just a matter of the breaks going your way, because there were some threes earlier tonight, just like last night, where the Legends were contesting, but the Stars were just hitting.
But it's a great point by you, Jared Sandler, that you on the one hand say, well, Utah can't keep shooting 40-plus from the arc, but if that's what teams do against Texas, then Utah can continue to do that. By the way, I keep calling them Utah. I'm sure they don't mind. It's a hearkening back to Zelmo Beatty and Moses Malone. They'll understand.
They are an affiliate of the Utah Jazz, and Salt Lake City is located in Utah, so I think you could call them worse. I don't think they're going to be too offended. I want to thank everyone for joining us on Fox Sports Southwest tonight, as well as those of you listening from wherever you might be on Facebook. Legends with the ball to start the second half with their starting lineup of Collinsworth, Detman, Motley, Ashley, and Hornsby. Starting five for the Stars as well. Griffin, Allen, Nelson Adota, Mitru Long, and Walters. And that's Nelson Adota with the rebound. Scoreboard this quarter brought to you by our friends at In Touch Credit Union. Walters had 12 in the first half. Mitru Long had 11. He tries a three, but comes up short.
Speaking of information on the big board, they think of everything here at the Texas Legends. They did birthdays at halftime.
Motley with a little dipsy-do finish.
And obviously that the list of birthdays is dominated by kids that are here at the game, but they stuck Dennis Smith Jr. in there too, because today's his birthday, 20th.
He is no longer a teenager. Mitru Long skips it to Griffin, unable to handle it cleanly, but still going to launch a three. And Detman the rebound. Legends pushing. Detman pulls. Detman hits. And the Legends, just like that, within a deuce. Stars working the ball around the perimeter. 10 on the shot clock. That's Ashley guarding Griffin. Motley working against Nelson Adota. And Nelson Adota unable to hit. Legends can tie or take the lead. Detman underneath, then he ties it up with a lay-in.
A little Harlem Globetrotters tick there. He pretended that he lost the ball.
It's almost like he yo-yoed it out in front of him. Tight pressure applied by Collinsworth. Walters calls for the screen, and Collinsworth's called for a foul. You know, Fish, we saw Bob McKinnon go deep in his bench in the first half. This is the second night of a back-to-back for the Legends. All but Xavier Johnson got minutes. I wonder if perhaps here in the second half he plays with a bit of a shorter bench like he did perhaps last night.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the importance of this game looms large.
Griffin. No good on the three, and Detman the rebound.
You know, if you win it, that's just another win over a team with a bad record. If you lose it, I think it sticks with you in a bad way.
And the Legends back on top after that Denman 3. Walters down the chutes. Layup doesn't go, but a foul's called. And Nate Walters will go to the line and shoot a pair.
And I don't want to be 1-3 during the homestand. That doesn't feel good.
Especially when you play just 8 home games out of your first 25 contests.
Yeah.
That's the challenge the Legends have to deal with this season. Walters going to the line, and he hits the first. 13 points for Nate Walters to go along with 3 rebounds and 4 assists. Walters got big minutes right away in his NBA career with the Milwaukee Bucks because of injuries to Brandon Knight and Luke Rittenauer. Ended up starting 7 of his first 9 NBA games, but he finds himself 2 years later playing here in the G League. Ashley missed Motley open down low. Collinsworth inside, leans away from the hoop and is short on the jumper. There's an errant pass picked up by Denman. Thought about threading it, instead pulls it and hits it. Denman with a big second half, and the Legends lead by 4.
Well, he's feeling it. And while he had awareness, he had a trailer, and he had a guy on the wing, but that was going to be all the CEO there.
10 second half points already for Justin Denman. He's going to drive on Allen. Foul's called. They're going to say it's on the floor.
Coach Mack thinks they're wrong. So does Denman.
That's about the first thing that hasn't gone Justin Denman's way here early in the third quarter. And Martin Schiller's going to go to his bench, calling on Deontay Burton.
Wants to find somebody who can make a bucket. They've gone ice cold.
And they're going to make Burton wait till the next. Oh, they're going to let him go now. Thought they were going to have to make him wait, but Burton enters. He replaces Takari Allen. Collinsworth with the inbound. Here's Denman around Ashley. And Ashley picked up his pivot on the drive. So the turnover gives it to the Stars. The Legends, though, have come out charging in the second half, and they've taken a 4-point lead. Remember, they were down by 7 at the break. Here's Walters. Guarded by Denman. Griffin thought about a 3. Instead tries to drive on Ashley. Good defense by Brandon Ashley. Forces the miss, but the Stars get the offensive rebound. 7 on the shot clock. Walters the floater. Off target. Rebound, Nelson Adota. Mitru Long, 3-ball. In and out, and Motley comes down with it. 1, 2, 3 defensive stands for the Legends that trip. And Denman draws the foul on Burton. And again, he's claiming he's shooting, but they're not going to give it to him.
One of these times they're going to have to. The odds are just going to catch up.
That's the second team foul charge to the Stars this quarter. Second personal against Burton. And that's the third personal against Burton. Third team fouls. He bumps Hornsby. And the Legends will have the shot clock move up to 14 seconds.
Texas will inbounds on the right hand side, but I'm going to find Denman. I'm going to swing it back to Denman somehow.
Well, Denman gives up to Collinsworth. 8 on the shot clock. Hornsby. He drives, stops, pulls, unable to hit, but Ashley the rebound. He can't hit from the elbow. Motley the rebound. Motley gets Griffin in the air. Throws it off the backboard to himself, can't finish. Collinsworth the rebound, and he puts it in. Martin Schiller not happy with his team's rebounding effort. Jonathan Motley tried an all-star game move, and the Legends end up scoring. It's Kyle Collinsworth who gives the Legends a 6-point lead. Ewing Buick GMC of Plano is teaming up with the Legends to give away a brand new 2018 Buick Encore during the final home game. Sign up for free today at www.winanewbuick.com or sign up at any Legends home game. There you see that bad boy. They'll be giving it away when the Legends take on the Memphis Hustle on March 24th. Don't want to miss an opportunity to come away with some new wheels.
Another great Legends tradition.
Stars with the ball out of the timeout. Legends lead by 6. They're on a 15-2 run to start the second half. Mitru Long, 3 goes in and out. But Griffin, the offensive rebound. Up and under, he slips between Ashley and Motley and finishes. So Eric Griffin now with 15 points. Denman the other way, blocked by Nelson Adota. He'll stay with the Legends.
Legends have a specific set they want to run here from that particular inbound spot.
Collinsworth, Motley inside, blocked by Griffin. That's Burton who comes away with it, leading the charge, up and under. And Burton brings the Stars to within 2. He's got 4.
Well, Motley got buried, and his ankle is not exactly right for at least a moment.
He gets it down low, unable to finish. He and Griffin race for the loose ball, and it's out on Griffin.
Watch not just the ball, but watch the body. There's a lot of body there. And you see Mott go down, checking out his ankle shin.
He goes to the hoop and the foul.
I guess he's fine.
Jonathan Motley with the bucket. He's got 18 and a chance to add to that to the free throw line.
He's still a little gimpy, though, isn't he?
And he seems to be favoring his right side a little bit. Prince Williams returns for the Legends. Keith Hornsby will get a breather. And J.J. Avila will return. Brandon Ashley will sit down. Meanwhile, re-entering for the Stars, Kendall Pollard and Jermaine Taylor. Motley's free throw, and he hits. 19 points for Jonathan Motley.
He's got a double-double now, and I know Mavericks fans are always excited to hear our updates regarding Jonathan Motley, who looks every bit the prospect.
Walters guarded by Avila. He takes the jumper, can't hit. Rebounded by Denman, who leads all scorers with 22. And Denman's fouled by Walters, and I believe he's going to go to the line. With 5:47 to go, the Legends can benefit from the bonus the rest of the third quarter.
They are also benefiting greatly from the Stars having just frozen up on the offensive end.
Well, and Fish, you know, with the fouls, I imagine Martin Schiller, the head coach of the Stars, is frustrated because of the 5 fouls, 3 of them have occurred in non-threatening situations away from the basket. And what I mean by that is we're not talking about plays around the rim or with a guy trying to drive. We're talking about a guy simply putting the ball on the deck and moving a little bit. Legends lead by 7 after Denton hits that free throw. He's guarding Burton. Deontay Burton out of Nevada. Loses it. Here's Denton working against Taylor. Pass to Williams offline. They have to reset. Denton and Motley. Denton baseline, and he's got 24.
That was 3 guys for Texas, not trying to do too much. And I know you want to pick up the slack because you're missing this guy, you're missing that guy, but ultimately play within yourself. And you find yourself ahead by 9 with the ball with 5 minutes left in the third.
Pollard comes up short on the spin. Denton way downtown. He is just on fire here in the second half. Denton with 27. And the Legends lead by 12.
This Legends broadcast brought to you by Kia Motors. You deserve to own a car you love. Discover the new Kia.
Justin Denman with 16 points in the third quarter. And he's got a game-high 27. He's helped the Legends out to their highest lead of the night at 12. Out of the timeout, Stars with the ball. Pollard to Taylor. The drive and the finish with the finger roll. Well, the veteran Jermaine Taylor with the bucket. He's got 9 points. And the Legends lead down to 10. Avila entered the game before the timeout. He stays in. Here's Denman. He's got space. And he hits! Denman with 19 in the third quarter. 30 in the game. And the Legends lead by 13. Here comes Taylor. Up and under. And he can't hit it. Denman at the elbow comes up short, a rare miss. And here come the Stars. Mitru Long. Ian Collinsworth and Mitru Long. A nice finish, changing hands in the air. That's Mitru Long now with 13 points.
Need to get this in. A mention of your Special Olympics project, which is pulling together sports celebrities and more from all over the Metroplex. Plug away.
Well, here's Collinsworth. And he's able to finish.
December 3, right?
December 3rd, yeah, a week from tomorrow. No Cowboys game for those who typically dedicate their Sundays to the Cowboys. We'll be at Top Golf in the Colony raising money for Special Olympics Texas. Fish, you've been a really instrumental part of getting the auction items and some of the celebrities out there. Can't thank you enough. Should be a great time. Hopefully people can join us as Griffin finishes in the paint. We are just about sold out. There are less than a handful of spots that remain, but even if you can't get a ticket or don't want to purchase a ticket, you can participate in the auction. Just go to 1053thefan.com/golf. You can find a link to sign up and a link to the auction. You don't need a ticket to bid on some of the great items and experiences. Avila's three doesn't go, and we've got a whistle. Looks like a loose ball foul called against Kyle Collinsworth.
Well, there's about no better cause, and you see that reflected in all the people participating. Members of the Texas Rangers, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Texas Legends, all making a contribution as friends of Jared Sandler and friends of the Special Olympics.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and again, appreciate everyone who's already contributed like yourself, Fish. Here's Taylor. And I should mention that Bob McKinnon and Eric Snow have volunteered a skills session, 90 minutes for up to 20 kids. It's Collinsworth with some skills. That's something you can bid on if you want to learn from the guys who are helping out players like Kyle Collinsworth.
That sounds like a party.
It's a basketball party.
Yeah.
Legends lead by 11. Here's Denman. He's been NBA Jam on fire here in the third. Three ball, that one's way off target. Heat check, but he gets the ball back. Avila underneath, Collinsworth lays it in. 14 points for Kyle Collinsworth.
Oddly enough, Denman taking that long bomb loosened up the defense. It opened up all kinds of space.
I guess a different meaning of spreading the floor.
Yeah, you know, after he made that one from the Dr. Pepper sign, now you got to guard him from 26 feet.
Now Walker with an authoritative block, but a foul called before. It's whistled against Detman, so Burton will go to the line. You know, Fish, you're talking about how the second quarter just wasn't the type of quarter the Legends wanted. I can't imagine the third quarter going any better for the Legends. It's been a 25-point turnaround, a 21-point turnaround, down 8, up 13.
And a lot of it obviously has been the Texas defense, but I guarantee you that in the Salt Lake City huddle, they think it's on them. And a shooting number that has gone deep south.
And Burton with the second free throw, 12-point game. Fonville, Avila, Hornsby, Walker, and Williams into the game for the Legends. Here's Williams. He's going to take a three. In and out. Walker flying for the rebound, but it's secured by Dakari Allen. Mitru Long inside. Pollard spins, and he walks. An extra step.
Yeah, Legends defense drops down, and he finds himself double-teamed and in trouble.
Legends seemingly doing a really nice job rotating and scrambling defensively here in the third. .42 seconds left in the third. Walker to a cutting Hornsby. Layup redirected, and it's grabbed by Pollard. Taylor with the drive, finishing with the right. Out of Central Florida, their all-time leading scorer, Jermaine Taylor, now with 13 points, and the Stars within 10.
And maybe a last shot opportunity, or close to it.
5-second difference, game clock to shot clock. Fonville's guarded by Burton. Here's Hornsby. Allen's on him. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Hornsby's got to do something to drive in the finish. Keith Hornsby with 11 points after that. Here's Mitru Long, 1 second, in and out. What a third quarter for the Legends. They were down 8 at the start. They're up by 12 as we head to the fourth, thanks to 19 third quarter points from Justin Dentman.
Here, in this league, we're not okay with strong. We go stronger. We don't settle for fast. We go faster. We don't want next. We want next level. Here, we go all out. Because we're all in. This is our league. And here, we don't go for good. We go for great.
This quarter brought to you by Smith Thompson Home Security. Protect your home court with Smith Thompson.
Legends lead by 12 as we start the fourth quarter. Eric Griffin with the basketball for the Stars. He drives and will pass it out. Legends were down by 8 at the start of the third, but 19 third-quarter points from Justin Denman has them out in front by 12 against the 1-7 Stars. There's Taylor driving and rolling around, and it rolls out.
It's just uncanny, the Stars' inability to get the ball to go down. That happened at the end of the quarter. And it happens at the beginning of this one.
Here's Williams, getting a lot of playing time tonight. He drives on Walters but can't finish. Walters kicks, Mitru Long fires and hits. The Stars down by 9. Scoreboard this quarter brought to you by Kia. Hornsby will trigger a 3. That's Taylor with the rebound. Taylor pushing. Gives it up to Burton. Deontay Burton finds the open Walters all alone, but he doesn't get enough on it, and Avila the rebound. Fonville drives. The layup blocked by Griffin. That's his 4th block tonight. Walters to Taylor. 3 ball. Walters the rebound. He goes up, gets the bucket and the foul.
Stars are running their way back into this.
5 straight to start the 4th quarter. And with Walters, a 90% free throw shooter, going to the line, the Stars have a chance to move to within 6.
And it's all really come either on the break or on the secondary break.
That was Hornsby who got his arm in there.
And you saw the expression on Hornsby's face. I guarantee he's thinking, if I'm going to foul him, I might as well foul him.
Got to get your money's worth, right? Fonville draws the foul on Burton. Burton got a little too physical with the body. That's the first team foul called against the Stars this quarter. And the shot clock will reset to 16 seconds. Fonville, Avila, Walker, Hornsby, and Williams on the floor for the Legends. Hornsby guarded by Taylor. 3 on the shot clock. Fonville hangs. Can't hit. Walker's putback doesn't go, and here comes Walter. There's the lob. Griffin underneath. Hesitates. Blocked by Walker. A little taste of his own medicine, and Walters commits the foul in transition. It's usually Eric Griffin doing the blocking, but that was Walker blocking Griffin moments ago.
Now, if you're Texas, do you want to slow it down a little bit? Because it's becoming wacky and not in a favorable way.
Fonville, 6 on the shot clock, and he loses it, but it goes to Avila. 3 ball. There's a break right there for the Legends.
And Jared Sandler with 9.5 minutes left. I'm not suggesting that the team in the lead is supposed to eat up the shot clock. Just that this pace has been so frantic, and it's been Utah's pace.
And Griffin with the block on Walker.
And here they come again.
Walters passes up a 3, swung around to Taylor, and he hits the triple, and a timeout called by Bob McKinnon. A 12-point lead for the Legends, down to 4 with 9:02 to go. See what adjustments are made in the huddle. More Legends basketball coming up next. Let's take a look at our North Texas IMD assist of the game. Well, we'll look at it in a few minutes, I'm told.
Better hurry up and do the suitcase throw game.
We got some action on the court. The Legends up by 4. The Legends dominated the third quarter, but it's been the Stars in control in the fourth. They've cut their lead down from 12 to 4, but it's the Legends with the basketball out of the timeout. Collinsworth, Detman, Avila, Ashley, and Hornsby, the starters back into the game for the Legends. Walters, Burton, Taylor, Griffin, and Mitru Long on the floor for the Stars. Legends running a set. Avila kicks. Hornsby hits the three. That's a big shot from Keith Hornsby, who now has 14 points. And Avila going high for the rebound. He's fouled by Griffin from behind. And, I mentioned the starters in the game. I'm mistaken. J.J. Avila into the game, or is in the game for the Legends. He not a starter. Jonathan Motley's on the bench, but J.J. Avila sometimes gets big minutes. Well, now we'll take a look at our North Texas IMD assist of the game. J.J. Avila with a kick to Keith Hornsby.
And then Avila on the other end with the box out. That earns the ball back.
And Avila almost with the offensive rebound off the Denton miss. When he's in the game, it seems like he's around the ball at all times.
Yeah, that was almost a good hands award almost right there. That would have been a tough catch.
All hands team?
Yeah.
8:22 to play in the fourth quarter with the Legends up by 7. Both teams on the second night of a back-to-back. The Stars won last night in Memphis. The Legends lost last night here in Frisco. Walters with Ashley closing out, and he knocks down the three.
Yeah, Walters looked at that as if it was a mismatch that he could win, and he was right.
22 points for Walters. Hornsby with the drive, pulls up baseline. Avila cleans up the trash. 11 points now for J.J. Avila. Mitru Long skips it to Burton. He drives and feeds Griffin. And in the paint, Griffin's able to finish with 2 hands. It's been a quiet second half for Griffin. He now has 19, but had 14 at halftime. Collinsworth, second effort, sets it home. Some volleyball skills from Kyle Collinsworth. He's got 14, one shy of his season high.
And back-to-back buckets for Texas from 2 inches away from the rim.
And from 2 inches away from the rim, Eric Griffin finishes again. He's got 21. Denman with the drive. Off the window. And after 19 in the third quarter, Denman with his first bucket in the fourth. He's got 34 in the game.
And that's 3 straight baskets for Texas from inside the paint. And listen, I do appreciate the mathematics of the three-point shot. I really do get it. But as you see there's also a gigantic downside.
Walters the miss, Ashley the rebound. Detman pulls up with Drew Long in his face, but he comes up short. There's Taylor in the paint, and he's able to finish inside. Colliding with Detman, it appears. 4-point ball game.
I want a layup.
Detman might be your guy to get that. Working against Burton. Burton pokes it free. It's a race to the ball, but Hornsby tracks it down. 5 on the shot clock. Hornsby charges hard. Griffin the block. Hanging high in the air. And with 2 on the shot clock, the Legends will keep it, but some athleticism on display from Eric Griffin.
Maybe hanging too high in the air.
Was it coming down? Oh, that's close.
Yeah, it really is.
Legends going to have to get a shot up quickly. By the way, Motley returns. Avila exits, and Nelson Adota will replace Taylor.
Motley will help me get some of my desired shots at the rim.
Motley's got it. Gets it off in time, but it's an air ball, and it'll be a shot clock violation. Legends lead by 4. And we've got a timeout called by Martin Schiller and the Stars. Legends hanging on as they try and complete their 4-game homestand with a 500 record. Time now for our legacy plumbing drain of the game. Earlier tonight, Kyle Collinsworth found Justin Denman, who connected from a different zip code. Mike Fisher.
From the Star in Frisco is where he shot that from.
Denman with a game-high 34, one shy of his season-high 35. 5:54 to play in the fourth quarter. Alongside Mike Fisher, Jared Sandler with you. The Salt Lake City Stars picked up their first one of the season last night. They're 1-7. The Legends at 3-4 with the lead, trying to creep back to 500.
Collinsworth picks up Walters full court, and then the Legends drop into a zone.
Griffin, the floater, comes up short, out of bounds, and it will go to the Legends. Starting 5 on the floor for the Legends: Collinsworth, Motley, Hornsby, Ashley, and Denman bringing it up.
And again, I'm not saying I'm overly clock conscious, but I am good shot conscious here if I'm the Legends.
Ashley with space, one hand! Big time finish from Ashley. He's got 6 points. One night after scoring 21, it's been rather quiet for him, but that was emphatic. Meecher Long finds Griffin, who goes up with 2. Legends lead back down to 4. Griffin now with 23, leading the Stars. Here's Ashley working against Griffin. Steps underneath, and he gets fouled on the way up.
That's a good battle between those two guys. That's a really good matchup.
4th team foul called against the Stars, and Griffin's 3rd personal. So Ashley will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. These are his first free throws tonight. He's a 53% free throw shooter on the season, and he hits the first.
Ashley with a more mild-mannered style, maybe, than Griffin, but alike in a lot of other ways.
And Ashley makes them both, so the Legends lead up to 6.
That'll raise that percentage from the line, won't it?
Indeed, as Ashley has 4 points in his last 2 trips down the floor. Nelson Adoda sets a screen for Meecher Long. He fires a 3, and the former Cyclone hits with Motley closing out on him.
That 3-point marksmanship is why Salt Lake City was so good in the first half.
Ashley with the drive. And finish. Rebound. Griffin flies in there. Stars with a chance to tie. Ball poked away from Walters, and Collinsworth picks it up. Bounces it to Hornsby. And Hornsby travels, picking up his pivot. That's the 14th turnover committed by the Legends.
and an unforced error there. And you can see Hornsby's angst. He knows it. You had numbers for a moment there.
Walters gets the screen, and he hits from 19.
Man-to-man defense there, and Collinsworth had the Walters assignment. A tough assignment.
The Legends lead down to 1. Ashley hands it off to Detman. He's guarded by Walters. 9 on the shot clock. Detman inside. Feeds Motley. He goes up and gets fouled. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul. The initial whistle, I believe, was against the defense, but then coming in, the baseline official, John Conley, says no, no, no.
Well, that's a difficult call. The best thing, though, that the Stars did there, in addition to getting the benefit of the call, they were doubling Motley down low, trying to deny him the ball. It was a real Legends effort to even find a way to get him the basketball, and that's a really wise strategy because obviously Detman has the skills to beat you from the perimeter, but time and time again, Motley's the guy who wins games for this team down low.
Well, a timeout called by the Legends. Both teams with 2 timeouts, 3:22 to play. All right, Fish, take us inside that Legends huddle. If you're Bob McKinnon, what are you telling your troops?
I'm really very continually conscious of again, not saying let's hold the ball for 23 seconds then shoot. Not that, but let's be aware of getting good opportunities. And the best opportunities here, with all due respect to various Legends on the floor, aren't necessarily three-point attempt stutter steps from Hornsby. Much more wise, I think, to put the ball in the hands of the CEO.
The referees are reviewing that last foul. We're being told that they are reviewing whether or not it is a common foul or if Motley might have caught Griffin in the face with his elbow, in turn warranting a flagrant. Benizi Ransom, the lead official, is on headset. We'll have to wait and see. Fish, what do you see?
Yeah, I didn't see anything. Now, maybe I'm biased. I didn't see anything like an initiation of contact to anybody's face. I didn't see that at all. You can argue that Motley used his right shoulder to initiate some contact, although the Legends would argue that wasn't the case at all. It was a great look at it.
That was Motley working against Nelson Adoda.
I don't think it's the right call from the very start, and neither does Mott, as you can see.
Well, the referees are going to talk it over, as you see in the bottom right. Well, now your entire screen. I believe this is a referee's initiated review, but each team does have one challenge.
Yeah, we don't have an indication that this was a Legends bench challenge, but we'll eavesdrop as Coach Mack gets the explanation. And the Legends bench works to make sure we understand the timeouts and the foul situation and the who's it and the what's it.
You know, I think Benizi Ransom was listening to us last night when we asked the refs to explain whatever it is they're reviewing, because he took the time to come and talk to us. Mr. Ransom, we appreciate it. The ruling on the floor is confirmed. It is simply an offensive foul.
This is the most highly respected G League broadcast in all of the land.
That seems like a bogus title.
No,
but we'll take it.
It's official.
Exclusive. Griffin inside, and he gives the Stars the lead. 25 points for the former Texas legend Eric Griffin. Collinsworth cut off by Walters, goes behind his back to Detman. Detman gets a screen from Motley. Here's Hornsby, 2 on the shot clock. Raises, hits, and the foul! Big time shot from Keith Hornsby. He's got a chance at a 4-point play.
Well, I criticized Hornsby a moment ago. It's just the way it is in the background. For making sure he found another go-to guy, but instead he decides to go to himself again, and that's gigantic.
And the referee is going to talk this one over.
Now I'm spoiled now. I think they should just come up here and pull up a chair with us, and let's kick it around.
And I think, Fish, they're going to review here whether that was a 2 or a 3. It did appear to be close. Bob McKinnon checking to make sure that there's still a foul and there will be a free throw. So it's a matter of whether it will be a 3-point play or a 4-point play opportunity for Hornsby. And that's obviously significant in a close game. As it stands, it's a 3-pointer with a chance at a free throw, which has given the Legends a 2-point lead.
By the way, when we talk about the domination of the Texas Legends broadcast, we're talking about our crew here too. And look at the work they're doing. You're going to see an NBA broadcast level look at all the feet and the ball. Well, his toes behind the line, both of them.
You can see in the top left portion of your screen.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, the 3-point shooting of Keith Hornsby's game, much improved.
Yes. And that doesn't mean the shot style is straight out of the instructional textbook, but the results are good.
Whoever the Tom Mansky of basketball is would not teach a shot like that, but it goes in for Keith Hornsby. And it is a 3, so a chance at a 4-point play for Hornsby, who has 17. And by the way, a guy who didn't see a lot of action last year due to injury and a really deep backcourt for the Legends, has played a significant role early on this season. He's averaging a little more than 12 points per game. Again, well above that average tonight, looking for his second 20-point game in his last 3 contests. Free throw doesn't go, and the rebound goes to the Stars.
And I had a conversation with Hornsby this afternoon about, okay, so you don't have Sloan and you don't have Cleveland, and how much more you put on your shoulders. And he said you try not to do that. You try not to be conscious of, I've got to score, or I've got to do this, and just play your game. But part of his game in these last couple games has been to score. And I'm going to say this one more time, and I'm not joking around this time, about how great we are. You've got to really have a high-quality crew to just do what just happened for the benefit of the officials. You don't get that in every game at any level. You don't get that all the time in the NBA even. And we got it here in Texas Legends basketball.
Certainly a tremendous crew. They put up with us on a nightly basis.
No doubt.
Inside of a minute 40 here in the ballgame. Legends lead by 2. Walters for the tie. That's off target. Offensive rebound, and Lonzo Adota couldn't get it to go. Motley now with 14 rebounds. Denman leans, no call, and it goes to the Stars.
Stop the ball.
Griffin with Ashley on his back. Pivoting into position. And Detman with his hands in the cookie jar, but they're going to call a foul on Detman. The Legends did have a foul to give. For Detman, that's his 5th personal foul. So the foul is significant in that manner.
You'll see some disappointment on the part of Brandon Ashley here, because he thinks, hey, I'm going to defend Eric Griffin down here. I don't know that we need to foul him.
1:04 to go. Legends lead by 2. Nelson Adota gives it up to Griffin. Guarded by Ashley. Mitru Long, 3. No good, and Ashley the rebound. That's 6 boards for Brandon Ashley.
And he survives that defensive trip against Eric Griffin as well.
Ball in the hands of Detman.
And I'll repeat, I'm clock conscious.
8 on the shot clock. Detman will drive and kick. Collinsworth, 3 on the shot clock, in trouble. Denman, 1, fires it up. Off target, rebound, fought for. Who's going to get it on the floor? And we got a jump ball. Now the key is who will represent each team. I believe it's going to be Alonzo Nelson Adota, or excuse me, Naz Mitru-Long, who had it for the Stars. Who had it for the Legends?
Well, Collinsworth was involved.
That was my thought, was that it's Kyle Collinsworth who will jump it up for the Legends, but
looks like it'll be Hornsby. All I know is what was bouncing around on the floor and rolling around and getting kicked around, that was a win. That was a 1 game sitting on the floor for somebody to grab.
23.6 seconds. If the Legends win the tip, there will be 14 on the shot clock. Remember, the G League, an offensive rebound that hits the rim resets the clock to 14, not 24, and that's significant with 23.6 ticks left. Tip, won by who? On the floor. Walters has it, and are they going to give him a timeout? They will. So the Stars, with 19.2 left, will have the basketball, down by a bucket. They're on the second night of a back-to-back. As it goes sometimes, Fish, you play for the win on the road, and I wonder if Martin Schiller perhaps is drawing up a play that gives them some options from behind the line.
You also see such a game of inches being played out. First of all, you've got Walters, the NBA veteran, young NBA veteran, who knew to call a timeout immediately. If he waits just a split second more, he's going to be wrapped up in a jump ball situation against Brandon Ashley. And the Legends are going to win. By an inch, this game still hangs in the balance. So here's the first wrestling match, and all there is on the floor right now is a victory. Who wants it?
Here's the second one.
And all there is on the floor is a victory. And Walters, with his body and his brain, won it for the moment.
You got to be careful and watch out for Griffin and Walters, Taylor and Mitru-Long, all capable of shooting the 3. It's Walters with the ball here. He's going to drive to the hoop. It's poked away. Ball on the floor. Who's got it? Ashley on the floor. He calls the timeout, and they give it to the Legends. Big-time defensive play by the team that ranks 3rd worst in defensive rating, but they've stepped up a number of times defensively tonight.
And now we've got to give Brainiac credit to Brandon Ashley. Down on the floor he goes, grabs the ball, and look at him. Now maybe he learned something from watching Walters do it 3 seconds ago. But the lesson learned should lead to a Legend victory.
It'll be interesting to see who comes down on the floor for the Legends from a free throw shooting perspective of guys who were just on the floor. Justin Denman at 86%, outstanding. Probably want to avoid the ball in the hands of Kyle Collinsworth, who is your least efficient free throw shooter of the guys who are on the floor. If that is indeed the group of 5 Bob McKinnon will send out.
But I'll take Collinsworth as the inbounder.
Absolutely.
I've got assistant coach Eric Snow among those helping to direct traffic here. So I'm going to keep my same starting 5. Kyle Collinsworth will indeed be the inbounder.
So you're likely trying to get it in the hands of Hornsby, who's a 91% free throw shooter, or Denman. Ashley's in the 50s, Motley in the 60s.
I can set a screen down low and get my guards free.
And they get it to Ashley, and they're going to foul Brandon Ashley. Ashley tonight 2 of 2 from the line. On the season, Brandon Ashley from the free throw line, 11 of 19.
On that right side of the floor, Coach Mack had players in very specific spots, and Hornsby, he thought, was a little too close to the arc. So he backed up Hornsby 5 feet, maybe so Brandon Ashley could have enough room to come around the corner and receive.
And Ashley misses the first badly.
Clonked to that one, didn't he?
This is a big one. barring some sort of a 4-point play. If Ashley hits this, then all the Stars can do is tie. And he misses. Rebound Salt Lake City, and they have the ball with 7.8 seconds left. A chance to tie, a chance to take the lead.
First of all, given the propensity, certainly in the first half, for Salt Lake City to make threes, that's a little frightening for Texas. And then give some credit to the Stars down low guys on that free throw, because Motley was trying to slice his way inside to get his hand on the ball, and somehow he got pinned down by a Star. Couldn't even get up off the floor. A nice illegal, legal box out.
All right.
Brennan Ashley. First of all, Brennan Ashley's not very pleased.
Well, of course he's not.
Free throw. And I think he's enjoying and taking personally the battle against Eric Griffin, and it would have been nice to be able to put it away right there.
Who do you want to have the ball if you're Salt Lake City, Fish?
They're going to have the same guy inbounds it, Walters, as the guy that might receive it back, Walters.
He's a guy who can definitely make something happen off the dribble. Mitru Long, another guy to look out for. They try to set a screen for him, but it's going to be Griffin.
Right back to him.
Here's Walters. 4 seconds. The drive, the floater, no good. Rebound. Tipped around. Who's got it? That was Taylor, and he can't finish, and that's the game. Taylor had a look inside, but he was unable to put it away. So the Legends come away with a 112-110 victory. No one scores over the final 2.5 minutes, and that's okay with the Legends, who are now 4-4 with the win. The Stars are 1-8 with the loss. The postgame show coming up next. Welcome back inside Dr. Pepper Arena alongside Mike Fisher, Jared Sandler with you after a thrilling 112-110 victory for the Legends over the Salt Lake City Stars. No scoring over the final 2.5 minutes. The Legends needed the defensive side to be the difference here down the stretch tonight.
And the ability to win scrums on the ground. You know, basketball, the game played with speed. guys like Justin Detman. Basketball is a game that's played above the rim in so many cases, but here, this was a game played down on the floor, literally.
And we bring in our star power star of the game, Justin Detman, who absolutely hit NBA Jam like fire in the third quarter with 19 points, finishing with 34 on the night. We'll get to that in a second, but first, Justin, down the stretch, the team needed some big stops. The team got some big stops. What was the key there defensively?
It was just heart and grit. We just wanted more. We kept telling ourselves, I kept telling them, like, we're not losing this game. We worked too hard to come back early to lose this game. So I said, we're not losing this game.
And yet, Justin, let's give some credit to the Stars, because that's a team that came in here at 1-7, and it felt like early on you kind of had your boot on their neck, and they did not give up, and they were involved in the wrestling match too, weren't they?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The team we saw when we watched them in Austin, it's a totally different team now. Hats off to them. They played their butts off. I think we just wanted more.
Justin, what happened to that third quarter, and what's that feeling like when it seems like anything that comes off your fingertips is going through that cylinder?
It feels really good. Last few games I've been struggling, so I've been telling coaches to send me all my offensive highlights, see what I'm doing wrong, and I'm like, man, I shoot these shots every day in practice, so I just need to stop thinking. And I just stopped thinking and just started playing, and it just felt like every time I shot, it was going in, and coach just said, keep shooting, keep shooting.
Now, you said stop thinking. Was there anything physically you noticed from seeing those highlights that maybe you were doing wrong?
Yeah, I was shooting short. A lot of my shots were short. If you look back, all my misses are short. So I just started shooting long, and, I'd rather miss long and give a rebound to my big man than to shoot short and start a break.
As a team leader, I've been calling you the CEO of the Texas Legends. When Brandon Ashley misses the 2 free throws, if he makes those 2, the game's put away. Do you go kick him in the butt or pat him on the butt?
Pat him on the butt. You want to encourage him. You don't want to get down on him like that, because we need him. And he pulled through at the end of the game, jumped on some loose balls, and that's what we need from him.
There you go, Justin Detman, our star power star of the game. 34 points, but 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and lots of leadership. Justin, thank you very much. There you go, the Legends with the win, 112-110 the final score. Next home game, well, we'll see you in December. Remember, the Legends play 18 of their first 25 on the road. So we'll see you in a little over a week as the Legends will have a little stretch in early December. We'll see you right back here on Fox Sports Southwest. The Legends with the win tonight move to 4-4. They are in action next on the road as the Legends continue their season at Rio Grande Valley. That will be on Wednesday. Then they're back at home on the 6th against Canton. We'll see you then. For Mike Fisher, for Ken Jones, and the rest of our crew, Jared Sandler signing off. 112-110 the final score. The Legends are 4-4 with the win here in Frisco. Until next time, so long, everybody.